going to learn about Form 2, Chapter 1, Biodiversity. So what is biodiversity? So we can see from here, biodiversity is defined as variety of living things interacting with one another, such as land, sea, and other habitat. From here, we can see that bio and diversity. So usually bio is for living things, right? Biology, biodiversity, whatever start with bio, right? So bio is for living thing. Diversity means variety. So we can see that bio is the defined as living thing and diversity defined as variety. So we can see that this is biodiversity. In biodiversity, what we are going to learn is as usual as what you learn in standard 5, in what you learn in standard 6, because it's still the same thing that we want to talk about the interaction, the living thing, the ecosystem, and so on. So what we want to learn is the importance of biodiversity. Why is it important? I mean, bio variety of living thing, is it important? Of course it is important, right? So why is it important? Okay, so there is a lot of answer we can get. Why is it biodiversity is important? I think we got a lot of things at here. See what you want to talk about. So maybe we can say that biodiversity is important because biodiversity is a source of food, correct or not? And we want to say that biodiversity is important because it can provide medication, correct or not? Your medical come from the herbs. And biodiversity is important because it create recreation and ecotourism, means we want other people to come to Malaysia to see our forest, our rainforest, right? Not we go to Sahara Desert, then nothing to see. They only can see the sand, and it's still nice. You can still some lizard and cactus at there, but this is why it's important. This one I feel like it is more like Form 2 or Form 3 English essay question or Malay essay. Okay, kepentingan alam semula jadi, right? So there's a lot of answer you can write. It's good for you to know because this will be something like your essay, okay? So that you are not only reading for science, you are reading for your bahasa and English essay, because essay usually come out important topic like alam sekitar is very important topic and it always come out again and again. Okay, so let's look at the next question. So of course in biodiversity, we need to have balance and there are interaction, correct or not? Interaction among living things. So we have interaction. So usually interaction is divided into a few category. So interaction, you know that we got a few category like symbiosis, mutualism, commercialism, and parasitism. And these are the type of example of interaction. But I'm not going to read all these, but you can read all these, like the interaction of plant absorb carbon dioxide and plant release oxygen, and through the process called photosynthesis. So this thing I think you guys know, so I will just skip this thing. Okay, we can see there's oxygen, carbon dioxide. I think we learn this when we are standard 3, standard 2. And then we are going to learn this until Form 5 in a deeper sense where we want to learn more about how the photosynthesis, okay, how does it work. As source of food, okay, so we already cover that. As a ecological resources, means what? Means that so here he is talking about there's the creation of new species. So by creating new species, we can say that there are more biodiversity. I mean more new species. They are not talking about new species in terms of alien or some new creature, but this new species is talking about probably the characteristic of the species itself, correct or not? For example, um, like a rose, for example, rose from a pink rose and red rose, maybe, sorry, for red rose and white rose, sometimes you will create a pink rose, and then the pink rose sometimes will adapt to the higher, colder place, or sometimes towards the lower ground. So it depends on, we call it the evolution of new species. Okay, a microevolution, just a slight changes in the terms of the species. Okay, a little bit change on it. Okay, productivity of the ecosystem and the stability of the population also depends on the change in biodiversity. Okay, now we want to talk about education. So in terms of education, we just go through lah. Okay, it's important. In terms of education, we can advance education. And place as ecotourism, we got Taman Negara, we got a lot of the place lah. This we can see it, Redang Island and National Park, which you can visit. And then I skip I don't want to read. If I continue to read, I scared that you guys will fall asleep. But I think in your mind you know what I'm talking about. For biotechnology, yes, we need biotechnology. Like in Malaysia, we can see the exist of diverse organism and biotech. For example, like if you don't have biotech, your plant production for 1 year only maybe 1 time or 2 time. But with biotech, for example, you can make your plant production to 3 times, 4 times. You can make the grain big, you can make the grain small. You want to make brown rice, white rice, yellow rice, whatever rice, rice with less sugar, rice with more sugar, rice with no sugar, jasmine rice, whatever rice. So all these things is biotech. Like you eat your seed. During my generation, when I eat the seed is always with sorry, eat the grape, not eat the seed. The grape will be always got a seed. Then as I grow older, due to biotechnology, hopefully it's not GMO product, but hopefully it is we call it clone. I don't know how they clone. Okay, they clone the grape without seed. So now you buy from supermarket, you get the grape without seed. Okay, so this is called biotechnology. For medication, okay, we can have a lot of medication. For example, Bintego tree is said to be able to treat AIDS. So actually, AIDS is a disease that have no cure, correct or not? If somebody got AIDS, means it is like you got cancer because there's no cure for AIDS. So again, this thing, I want to go faster. Raw material, okay? Raw material. So we can get raw material from our biodiversity. Raw material means what? Raw means you can get the wood. Wood is timber lah. You can get the timber and so on. Cotton tree, how you want to make your baju, your cotton come from the cotton tree, correct or not? Okay, so now we go to why we need to maintain effective biodiversity. Okay, why we want to maintain it? So this one is like again like karangan question, correct or not? How you want to maintain biodiversity? Bagaimanakah cara anda untuk memastikan keseimbangan alam sekitar? Okay, so we can say a lot of things to maintain the biodiversity, correct or not? A lot of things. For example, we know that human is bad, correct or not? Because human always want money. When they want money, they destroy the tree, they destroy the land, they kill, they steal, and they steal all the trees, steal all these things. Okay, so this is causing a lot of disruption towards the biodiversity. So what we can do to maintain biodiversity? For example, we can say this one is like essay question, correct or not? Setting up center, control pollution, education, create the awareness, enforcement of law, and then from here you can explain for each one. You write 300 words, 300 word tremor, then you got karangan, for example 360 words for this thing. This is the rangka karangan, right? So yep, I don't want to go too much deep into this. Endemic species. What is endemic species. Endemic species is the specific species only found in certain region. Means only certain place got, other place don't have. Like panda, correct or not? Panda bear, you only can find in China. You cannot find panda bear in Brazil, cannot find in Malaysia. So panda bear is the unique icon of China. Correct or not? I remember China one day they send the panda to Malaysia for Malaysia to take care of the panda. But actually they need to like return them back, you know. They like got an agreement. You cannot rent the panda. You need to certain time, certain date when the contract is finished, you need to give back to China. That you cannot breed the panda in Malaysia. I think it's like some sort like China law. They don't allow you to breed panda in other country. Panda only belongs to them. Something like that lah. So yep. So, and we can see endemic species, for example, in Malayan tiger can only be found in Peninsula. So this tiger only can find in Malaysia. Not only Malaysia, Sabah, Sarawak also don't have. Only in Peninsula Malaysia. That's what I call it in the terms of new species, in terms of the characteristic. Not like a lion become a tiger become a dinosaur. Not the new species like that. But it's still the same species like a tiger, because I know that this tiger, though it's called the Malayan tiger, if I bring to for example like whatever country like Brazil, and then I take another tiger, they still can give birth and produce a new characteristic of the baby, okay, of the animal. So we have the Malayan tiger, Borneo, Pigeon, elephant, and in Sabah. Okay, so these are the few of endemic species. Correct or not? This one only can found in Sarawak. It's called this is called hornbill. Okay, so and this one is called periok kera. English we call it pitcher plant. Okay, and so-called they say this is endangered animal. Endangered animal means almost extinct already, okay? Because people destroy their habitat and natural disaster and so on. So this one we call it endangered lah. You can see the word danger or not. Danger from the word endanger means now danger already because later no more already. But I still can see this plant a lot, pitcher plant a lot in my neighborhood. I still don't know why they say this going to extinct. I can like see it a lot in my neighbor house, something like that. Okay, so yep. So let's do some exercise. Define biodiversity. So biodiversity is defined as the diversity of living organisms in an area or habitat. Name 3 types of human activity that endanger biodiversity. Okay, so we can say 3 types of human activity: uncontrollable and the use of resource, pollution, destruction of natural habitat, anything. Okay, you can say fire outbreak in forest, uncontrolled logging, and then we can say toxic waste being thrown into the river, for example. A lot of answer. I just use your own answer. Number 3, why is biodiversity high in Malaysia? I think this one is slightly a bit K-but question. Why biodiversity means compared with Sahara Desert or Africa, Malaysia is considered we have a lot of variety. If you go to forest, everywhere is tree, full with tree from down to up until the sunlight cannot reach the ground of the forest of Malaysia. But if you go to Africa, still it's a biodiversity. You can see cactus, you can see the biawak, and you can see the snake, but it's lesser. But why? The question is, why is it biodiversity high in Malaysia? So we can say that many types of suitable habitat and climate exist in Malaysia. Therefore, different species of organisms are able to adapt to thrive independent and continue living. Correct or not? Because Malaysia weather, due to Malaysia don't have much of the climate change, and we have abundance of rain, and we have abundance of sunlight. We don't have winter, we don't have summer, so the tree just keep on growing. Okay, so it's a very suitable condition for plant to grow because you got water, you got sun, you got the correct temperature, correct climate. So a lot of tree means what? A lot of tree means a lot of food. A lot of food means what? A lot of food means a lot of animal. Okay, and then means what? A lot of animal means what? A lot of animal also means a lot of money, right? We can generate a lot of income. See how you want to catch the animal and sell the animal to and take the wood and earn all the money, or not? Okay, classification of organism. How we want to classify it? Okay, first we want to know why we want to classify the animal or the plant. If I mean like why you need to classify it. Okay, so classification is important for the process of identification and diverse organism. Okay, correct or not? If you don't want to classify, then how you want to learn? How we can learn that animal, the black color animal, the white color small got the nose animal, or we want to say that that animal belongs to the group of mammals, the correct or not? Or that animal belongs to reptile. So we can classify the animal, we can study, and it's for easier communication. Of course, classification got a lot of type. I don't want to classify invertebrate by their reptile, amphibian, and there's a few classification, but I think generally most people agree with this classification. Okay, so we want to learn like in the general terms, usually how people want to classify this. So we classify first thing is actually it's a very long spider web. No, long, how to say the chain web, very long towards down there. But they break it up lah. But if you want to draw, so the first chain is living organism divided to two. One is animal, another one is plant. After that, we have vertebrates and invertebrates. Means from here, it actually becomes two. Okay, one is vertebrates, and another one is invertebrates. Okay, vertebrates and invertebrate, what does it mean? Okay, vertebrate is the animal with backbone. So with backbone. Invertebrate is the animal without backbone. No backbone. Some animal don't have backbone, correct or not? Can you give me some example of animal that do not have backbone? Okay, very good. So there are some animal don't have backbone like snail, octopus, caterpillar, and some animal got backbone. Okay, so there are a few example for vertebrates example like elephant, deer, giraffe, bird, fish, and so on. But for vertebrate, it's divided into 5 categories. What are the 5 categories? Okay, so it is mammal, reptile, fish, amphibian, and bird. Correct or not? But of course, elephant is mammal, deer is mammal, giraffe I think is mammal, bird is bird lah, of course, and fish is fish. So these are the animal with backbone, or we call it vertebrates, means got bone. So if you do like this, then of course plant also got division, correct or not? Plant is divided into 2 categories, for example, which is, so plant is divided into 2 categories, which is flowering and non-flowering. So of course, flowering still divided to cotyledon, dicotyledon, non-flowering got the shrub, and so on. Okay, it's a very big topic that we can cover, but we just do it here first. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. We will continue our next lesson during the next video. Thank you and bye bye.